The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11 and verse 18. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes. And ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. I'm going to stop right there. I want to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, Rakha, Kwadash. A double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. A Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. And shalom to the 140 and 4,000. It's the brother Amawan Padah for the GMS Denver camp. Coming at you with a quick lesson. It's going to be in regards to teaching your children the doctrine of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. For those of you Israelites that have children underneath your household, we are commanded to teach them the ways of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. It's not optional. Okay. Now, we're supposed to be speaking about this truth unto our seed, man. It tells you right here in Deuteronomy 11, verse 19. All right. When you're in the house, when you're walking around, you're supposed to be submerging them in this truth. Now, not to the point where you're going into super deep breakdowns with your children if they're young. If they can't understand, what's the point of you, bringing certain things out? You don't want to give a baby steak to eat. You got to start out with the simple milk scriptures, man. All right. Basic concepts, man. All right. You want to teach them, first of all, the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahawah, and then the name of his son, YAHAWASHI. And that's what we start out with, pretty much with everybody. All right. Even Israelites that walk up to the camps, we let them know the names, the true names. All right. That's one of the first steps you teach someone. All right. Because that's important, man, to know the names of Yahawah and YAHAWASHI. Those names are necessary for salvation. Teach them to your children, man. So they don't grow up calling on goddamn Jesus Christ and all these other false names. You teach them young, man, as we've been commanded to do. All right. And also you want to teach them the fear of the Lord, man. The fear of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. Let them know that there's a consequence for being wicked. You see, that's easy. That's a basic concept, that they can understand, that there's a punishment for wickedness. Matter of fact, let's get a quick precept on the fear of the Lord real quick. Because you want to pass down this wisdom to your children, man. It's not just for us to hold on to. All right, here it is right here. The book of Proverbs, chapter 9 and verse 10. It says, the fear of the Lord, Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. So there you go, man. You want your children to be wise. Start out with teaching them the fear of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. All right, let them know that doing the wrong things in life can get them jacked up by the Lord, man. And they'll have that godly fear in them to do the right things that are pleasing to the Lord, Of course, they're going to mess up and do different things, just like we fall short too. But you want to teach them. You want to instill that into them, at a young age, man. You know what I'm saying? It says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he's old, he shall not depart from it. Let's get that precept as well. All right, dang, I pretty much quoted that verbatim. This is Proverbs 22 and verse 6. It says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. All right, because a child's mind is like a sponge, man. Especially at, young ages, like toddler age. They absorbing the world around them, and what they see and what they hear, they learn that, man. They keep that with them even into old age a lot of times, man. So you got to instill these values that we've received in our adulthood unto them. You see what I'm saying? We're supposed to give this to the younger generations so that those after us will grow up in the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, which is the most valuable thing that you can give them, man. All right. You see, this understanding, this knowledge, this wisdom. Because, more than likely when they get older and they become, more immersed in the world, whether they, start going to school and, things like that. Even when they leave your house, they're going to remember the things that you instilled in them from a young age. You see, it's going to be in their mind. Because Esau, he puts shit in their mind from a young age. When they go to these schools, these daycares and whatnot, from a young age, they're instilling their wickedness into our children's minds. So you have to counteract that by bringing out this word unto them, man. You see, they're watching shit on TV and cartoons and TV shows. They're going around their friends and they're learning all type of wicked shit. This is why you have to install that programming early, you know, so that they could, you know, have something to base their decisions off of, man. You know, so they don't be susceptible to just going along with what the fuck is out here. All right. I mean, an example is you got children out here that are not grown up with this knowledge, and they go out into the world and they think that seeing homosexuals and shit is normal, for an example. Because that's what they teach in this society, that it's okay to be a goddamn abomination, such as a homosexual, to be an adulterer or an adulteress. They teach you that that's normal. Nah, man. And that's how the majority of our children grow up. They think that shit is normal. They think it's normal for a woman to be the head of a household. They think it's normal to have single parent households. You have to teach them the right way as much as you can, to the best of your abilities, if you're able to have your children in your life. Because a lot of us are under the curses, man. You know, a lot of men, you know, they're not able to be around their children like that. But just say you do have time with them, teach them the word, man. Teach them certain things when you're with them. That's the role of a father, really, is to teach your children. Show them how to live. All right? And we have the way to live through YAHAWASHI. So pass that down. All right? You might not have a whole bunch of money to give your children or whatever, but you have this understanding, wisdom, and knowledge of what's necessary for salvation. You see? So, yeah, man, this is an inheritance that we receive from YAHAWASHI, our heritage, and we pass it down, man. Esau has billions of dollars and shit, millions of dollars he passed down to his children. We got the true riches to pass down to our children. Don't sleep on that, man. Here's another scripture right here that goes into that. This is Deuteronomy chapter 6, and I'm going to start at verse 4. It says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord Yahawah, YAHAWASHI, our power is one." Yahawah. All right. Everything consists, you know, of Yahawah through YAHAWASHI. All right. And it's the Shema prayer that we say from time to time. When you hear brothers saying, you know, Shema, Yasharallah, Yahawah, Allahayanawa, Yahawah, Echad. That's this right here in the Hebrew. All right. In case you didn't know that. So this is verse 5. It says, "And thou shalt love the Lord Yahawah, YAHAWASHI, thy power, with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might." You see, this is our life, man. We've been rejoined unto the understanding of who we are as Israelites and who our God is, man, the Almighty, Yahawah, through his son YAHAWASHI. So all our decisions are based off of, you know, the word of YAHAWASHI. All right. Now it says, "And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart," right? Meaning in your mind. Okay. "And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up." There you go, man. So it's a commandment, man, to teach our children of the Lord. Teach them about simple things such as prayer. All right. You know, and you build on that. It's not hard. It's not complicated, man. You're not supposed to, you know, go all super deep with your children, you know. You know what I'm saying? Going into the meat scriptures. You teach them the basics, man, and you build off of that. I got one more. We're going to close it out, you know, to make the point, you know what I'm saying? The point has been made, but I want to bring this out. This is Ecclesiasticus, otherwise known as Sirach, in the Apocrypha, chapter 30 and verse 3. It says, "He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him." That's right, man. You see, when you teach your children, your sons, all right, of YAHAWASHI, you grieve Esau. He's the main enemy. He's the one that tried to cut us off from knowing of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahawashi, and the fact that we're the Israelites, his chosen people. They wanted to make us rebel from the ways that he set up for us. They spent trillions of dollars to keep this information from us, to keep us in a state of derision, in a state of reproach. So now that we have been blessed with this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in these last days, you better be teaching it to your children, man, all right, that are under your household. Now, some of y'all might have grown children, you know what I'm saying? And hey, look, man, you can say certain things to them. All right, you can give water to a horse, but you can't make it drink, man. When your children are grown and out of your house, they're on their own pretty much. You see? You know what I'm saying? But you can say little things, man, to see if they pick it up or not. But if not, then, hey, they're grown. But this goes for those who have younger children that are underneath your roof. Most importantly, you're supposed to teach them at a young age, man. All right? So, yeah, man, you grieve Esau. You disappoint this damn devil when you teach your children of who they are, man. Their true heritage, who their power is, the true names of Yahweh and YAHAWASHI. That's power you're passing down to your children. All right? You see what I'm saying? All right, so next verse it says, though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he have left one behind him that is like himself. That's right, man. So you got a father and a son, all right, situation, and you got the father teaching the son of the ways of YAHAWASHI. All right, when his son grows up and his father is, passed away, guess what? He has one in his stead, like him, because you taught him everything that you know about YAHAWASHI. You see what I'm saying? And it continues on, man. That's how it's supposed to be. All right? We're supposed to pass this information down to our children. It's not optional, man. All right? Now, you don't go crazy with it like some, Israelites do. They get too overboard with it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to discourage your children. You don't want to, have them doing all kind of crazy rituals in the house. You know what I'm saying? Because some people go too far with it. I got to put that disclaimer out there, man. But you are to be, somewhat tough on them and teach them the ways of truth. All right? So with that being said, man, I'm going to end this lesson right here. This is for whoever need to hear it. All right? I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Racha, Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, bahasham Yahawashi. The Kwam Yasharala and the Bible Bar. Shalom.